just gonna share this link with the guys in the chat, and then we can do some, some analysis for the week. So just bear with me 1 second whilst I share this link with the team. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm just waiting to share. I'm just trying to share the link with the guys in the Discord chat. So excuse my silence. I just wanna, make sure the guys in the chat get it as well. Okay. Let's see. Do. There must be a way I can. I'm just trying to. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm just shared it with the guys in the chat. So for those who are joined live now, if you can hear me, let me know in the chat if you can hear me. I mean, just type in the chat if you can hear me. And then I can quickly go through some of the stuff with you guys. I think the markets we're gonna have a look at today. Obviously, we're gonna go through gold. We're gonna have a look at what the gold market is looking like. But I'm just gonna wait for. If you're with me, just type something in the chat. Let me know that you're watching, so I know that I can begin. But for now, I'm just waiting for some of you to let me know. Yeah, just wait for a few minutes. I don't intend to stay here for a long time, so probably like 5 to 10 minutes, 15 minutes maximum. So if you want to nudge somebody in the chat for them to join, quickly go through a few stuff. So what we're gonna do is so this is definitely one of the pairs that I'm looking at. This is definitely one of the pairs that I'm looking at. So let me start with this one. All right, cool. So with GBP AUD, my aim is obviously, let me just clear the whole thing and then I'm gonna start. I'm gonna clear the whole thing here, and then I'm going to. So you know what I said? We did market structure not long ago, right? That was yesterday. If you joined the Discord live, we spoke about market structure. I uploaded the video on YouTube as well, so you guys can have a look at it. But for today, I'm looking at, for this week, I'm looking to trade GBP AUD and gold. So I have let me take this one off. So the markets I'm looking at this week will be this one, and obviously gold, right? So usually what I do is that when I come into the market, I look at what the weekly time frame is looking at, right? And then obviously I see what it's looking like. I check what the daily time frame is also looking like for GBP AUD. So the daily time frame, I know that some lows were created here, and also some highs were created there as well. So this will be I have my own template, so sometimes I'll do this on a forward time frame. So alright, cool. So I've marked those ones here for my daily highs and daily lows. So let me just, usually I like to do it on the body, right? So I like to do it on the body. Let me just, yeah, that way. And then let's make this one a little bit smaller as well. Alright, cool. So remember what I said, usually I'm doing like analysis on the 4-hour time frame. That's where I do my markups, right? But I sometimes just check the daily time frame to see what's happening. And then these are the things I'm looking at in the daily time frame. So that's the daily, right? So let's just name that daily high, daily high. Sorry about that. Let's make this one daily low, and I'll explain to you why I sometimes do that. So just so that when the market is going down, I know that okay, that is a low, right? That is entering my daily high or is entering my daily low. Let's just change the color for that one. Let's make this one. Let's make this one green, and let's make this one red. Yeah, all right, cool. Actually, let's change the colors for this one because my 4-hour time frame has a different color. So let's that one, and then let's make this one. Let's make this one. Yeah, that should be fine. All right, cool. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. That's where we do the actual markups, right? So the 4-hour time frame, you can do the markup on the 1-hour time frame as well. So on the 4-hour time frame, what I can see here is I can see lows being made here, right? So my 4-hour time frame, I've got these lows being made here. I have my own template for that, so I'm gonna say 4-hour swing low, and then let's create some highs over there. I see the highs are being made over here as well. Let's make that the 4-hour swing high. This one, right? So I know that that's the high. Remember what I said? Anytime anything in between the high and the low, I'm not trading it. That's my no trade zone, right? So this is my no trade zone. That's my no trade zone. I'm not trading anything in between these things. So what I'm looking at for this particular GBP AUD, I mean, the market is going to open very soon anyway, for the Asian session. So what I'm looking at is that I'm looking for a few things to happen, right? Because at this point, it's not necessarily giving me. I can from the daily time frame. If you go to the daily, right, you can tell that this is a low and a higher low has been created here, right? But then there's no higher high created, right? So it's not necessarily saying anything to me that is really relevant for me right now. I know, obviously, at the same time, a lower high has been created, right? So still in between that. On the daily, it's still in between that no trade zone. So what I'm waiting to see is that this low breaks here, and it comes back to test the same level, right? And then obviously the aim is to get to this point, right? So that will be one of the things I'm looking at for GBP AUD. That will that's one of the things that I'm looking for it to happen, right? Or what's going to happen as well is that it's going to break, right? Comes back to test any area in the zone, and then obviously try to target that high. So these are the two things that I'm looking obviously to see if it's going to happen for GBP AUD. So sorry guys, my house bell just rang. Let me just go open it. I'll be right back. So yeah, sorry about that. So for GBP AUD, that's what. Sorry guys. Yeah, back. All right, so that's what I'm looking. So I'm looking for an indication to the upside, and then correction, and then continuation, right? That's for the buys. If there's any buys, then obviously I'm gonna buy somewhere at this level. I take profit over there, and then obviously will be for my low, right? That's gonna be one of the things I'm looking at. If I'm shorting, now I'm depending on the indication. If it happens to obviously break this low, and if it breaks this low, I'm gonna target this high. That's gonna be my first target, and obviously whatever that lower high is created will be where my stop loss is going to be. So that's what I'm looking at to see this week. It's very not necessarily. I'm not trying to be too I'm not overthinking with this one at all. That's what I'm looking at. All right, let's go back to gold, right? On gold, let's see what gold is saying on the daily time frame. I can see that this high from last week. We saw that high was broken, right? So on the daily time frame, we know this high has been broken. It's giving us an indication to the upside. So we've got an indication right now. Obviously, we don't do our markups. I don't necessarily do my markup on the daily, right? I'm just trying to see what it's saying. I know that lows are being formed at this point. We had a lot of rejections at this point. The resistance, obviously, the support was quite strong, but it's broken that high, right? So it's broken this high. So I'm not necessarily, and it's obviously, yeah, it's broken that high as well. So I'm looking for buys. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame and let's do our markups, right? So what I'm looking for, with gold on the 4-hour time frame is, at this point that high was broken, right? So this high was broken, and this is something that I explained in the previous video, right? We stayed on this for a very long time. So in the 4-hour swing high, that high was broken. These were supports that were created. It's been creating this for some time now. That's a low that was created. It's been there for some time, like I mentioned. That high has been broken, right? And then what we are seeing right now is a new support level being created at this point. All right, and then this high being broken as well. So this high being broken as well. So what we are trying to achieve this week, this high is being broken. I'm gonna just make this one so I'm high as well. Let's just make it 4 high. So the green happens about there, and this level of support. Let's make it this level of support. Actually, let me just change the colors so that it just differs in it. So yeah. So yeah, that's level of support being created, and that high has been broken as well. So it's giving indication, right? This was the previous high. It's broken. This new high, it created this high created this higher low, higher high, higher low, created that new higher high, breaking that high, right? So indication. So from here to here, indication, right? So indication. I'm waiting for it to correct. So I'm just waiting for this one to correct. And I don't want it to break this low, right? So it can come there, and then obviously aim for the highs. And then the target will be to target this first. My first target will be this one. That will be my first target. And obviously once that level is broken as well, then my second target will be that one. And obviously if you go on the daily, you'll be able to see the next target as well. So these are the things that I'm looking at for this week when it comes to gold. I'm looking for this to happen. If it breaks this low, if this support doesn't stand, and this thing comes all the way down here and then it breaks this, right? If it breaks this low, then I'm looking for something like this to the downside, right? I'm looking for something like that to the downside. Yeah. So this is what gold is looking at for me right now. This is how I'm seeing gold right now. Just waiting for this to correct itself, and as long as this low is not broken, obviously I'll aim to get onto the lower time frame, like a 15 minutes time frame, and then try to look for some buys, right? Because I know anything above this one will be a buy. Anything above that swing high is a buy. So we've seen that already because an indication has been created. Anything below, if that low is broken, anything below this level is going to be a sell. So just like it happened here, it got to this level, it sold. Looking that if it breaks this low, it retests and then it sells to this level. So that's what I'm looking obviously to do with gold as well. So yeah, these are my analysis for this week when it comes to gold and GBP AUD. Very, very, like I said to you guys, it's just a patience game, right? You're not necessarily looking for, you have the patience. So I'm not necessarily rushing to get into the trade, right? I've just gone through and I've seen what I want to see. I'm just waiting to see the reactions that happen once the market opens, right? So usually what I'm looking for is that let's go to sessions, right? So let's go to the 1 hour time frame. And then obviously once New York opens, right? I know there's going to be a lot of volume. Once the New York opens tomorrow at maybe 2:30 UK time. Once the UK it opens, it will give me a lot of volume. So we'll see what it says. But yeah, these are my analysis for gold, my analysis for GBP AUD. There's another one that I was looking at. I think I marked them up, but I don't know if it's still there. Oh yeah, this one as well. I marked this one last week, but this one is not necessarily giving me what I want to do. It's still in my no trade zone, so I'm carefully monitoring it to see what's gonna happen. The thing is, it actually broke this low, right? But then what happened was that the continuation didn't happen. It went to break that high, right, on the 4-hour time frame, and it came back into the no trade zone, right? And then it broke that high again, but then it came back into the no trade zone. So it can be a correction and a continuation, but I'm still monitoring it. I wanted to confidently break it. Confidently break it without trying to break it at a high and the low and not necessarily doing what I wanted to do. So it's something I'm looking at it. It's not something that I want to necessarily trade this week, but I'm just monitoring it. I'm not going through it. There are certain things that I just watch. I just look when I'm trying to see if there are any opportunities in the market. But yeah, I'm just my main targets are, like I said, this one. These are the things I'm looking at, and GBP AUD. I'm carefully monitoring these ones to see what the outcome of that's going to look like. US 30. I'm not necessarily watching US 30, but that it's looking good with US 30 as well. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, you don't want to be going through a lot of trades, right? You just have to choose like one pair. So I'm just looking at GBP AUD and gold. When so this is obviously this particular market was just used for the analysis purposes, right? So I'm using FXCM, right? So if you go to this one, I think I explained in the old video. If you go to this one, and if you watch the video that we did on Saturday, I explained to you how long I've been waiting for this to happen, right? I've been waiting for this to happen. It actually happened last week. That high was broken, and we made some profits entering this market because the high was broken. And I'm waiting for is creating a new indication. I'm just waiting to see what that's going to happen, and then obviously that takes you back to what I was speaking about on this one. It comes back to the analysis that we just made. So yeah, it's very, very exciting times for gold. Yeah, last week was really good. We caught some stuff, so I'm just hoping that this week gives us some more things for us to work with. But yeah, that's it for today. If you have any question, just put it in the Discord chat and I'll answer them. I know we have another session on Tuesday. Please remind me, because sometimes when I'm doing other stuff I just forget about it. So yeah, just remind me Tuesday in the morning that we have a session at 3:00, I think. Then I'll be able to hop on once I'm able to I'll make time for it. Like I said, the aim is to help as much as I can. But yeah, thank you all for your time. Like I said, it's a quick one, and it wasn't like a long one at all. I just wanted to come and let you guys know some of the things that I do. All right, cool. I'll see you guys later then. Take care.